So Eddie Howe just held his morning press conference ahead of that long trip to Bournemouth for Newcastle United this weekend. Huge game, isn't it? Newcastle United obviously know they've got Tottenham breathing down their necks in those Champions League places. Nice problem to have though. Newcastle not used to being in such a great position at this stage of the season, and really is all up for grabs for them. So going into this one, Eddie Howe's the big talking points in his press conference were the welcome selection headaches. He didn't want to call them headaches, he wanted to call them choices, and Newcastle have certainly got a few of those going into this game. You look at someone like £45 million Anthony Gordon, who's come into Newcastle in the last few days. It feels like he's been here for ages already, but you know, he's pushing for that first start. He only made his debut against West Ham, and you know, he's a real option for Eddie Howe going into this trip to Bournemouth. Alexander Isak as well, fully fit, recovered after that concussion knock. Remember, he got knocked down by that James Ward-Prowse thunderbolt in the semi-finals against Southampton. You wouldn't want to be getting in the way of one of those free kicks, but he stood up and he'd done his job, and it was a really important moment in that match. But he's back now, he's available for selection, so Eddie Howe really could have a really strong front three if he chooses to do it. It's £100 million worth of choices. But then you've got people like St Maximin still coming back to fitness. He has been almost promised a run in the team by Eddie Howe, so that's certainly one to watch. And Callum Wilson back in form as well. So, you know, that front three potentially of St Maximin, Wilson and Almiron is strong enough on its own, but Eddie Howe has those options. Other talking points at the press conference were certainly looking at the league table and whether there is that sort of pressure. Is it good pressure? Is it bad pressure? But Newcastle United definitely going to be in contention for Europe going in. I said it the other week, you know, Newcastle United, it's not a case of whether they're going to be in Europe. It feels like which European competition are they going to be in. We hope it's going to be the Champions League, but you've got Europa League and Europa Conference League below that, and obviously they've got the League Cup final to come, and with that, if they won that, would come the Europa League as a prize as well. So lots to play for. Eddie Howe in good spirits going into that game. Said he'd be disappointed with the 1-1 draw against West Ham, but Newcastle United, as I say, in those good spirits, going down to Bournemouth. It's a long trip. Last time Newcastle went down there, Eddie Howe was manager. Steve Bruce was in charge of Newcastle, and Newcastle won 4-1 that day. So Eddie Howe would certainly settle for that type of result for his team this time, but obviously we'll be looking to get the most from his front three, and it really is an intriguing game this weekend. Saturday night, 5:30 kickoff at the Vitality Stadium.